Hi, it's Helen here. Now, obviously, you've heard the term inner voice and inner critic, right? And they've been pretty much interchangeable in terms of our language. But I believe there is a very strong difference. Now, no doubt, our lives are influenced by Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and they're the voices of others, right? But even if you voice an opinion, a post, sometimes that's the voice of others, things that you've learnt, things that you're conditioned to believe. And that's the reason why I want to speak into the inner voice and the inner critic. Now, I believe the inner critic is definitely the voice of others, the voice of what we've been conditioned to believe. And often the way you know an inner critic is it criticizes, it chooses situations and words in terms of what other people have said, done, to you, and turn it around to make you believe that it is your own inner voice saying that, you reinforcing it. But the inner voice, I believe, is your intuition, is that gut feeling where there's something about this situation that isn't quite right in terms of what they've said about you or to you. And for me, to be able to tap into the inner voice, which is your intuition, which is your knowing, is beautiful, because that is a place. It's the inner voice, the intuition that knows who you are deep down, your purity. And when you listen to her voice, when you tap into her voice, then you start to become empowered, because what happens is you separate the inner critic, which is the voices of others, with your own intuition, your own instincts, if you want to call it that. And often when you do that, you make choices and decisions where you feel are right for you. And even though the consequences of that may not equal what you want, for example, discord in relationships, well, that may be because you've set your boundaries and you've said, no, this is my truth. And you express it, your inner voice, which is what your true self is, speaks, and you give it voice. So I do believe there's a big difference between the inner voice and the inner critic, because the inner critic will only pull you down. The inner voice will build you up.